Howdy and welcome to the Mighty Motor Truck Channel. How's a truck? So what is the latest thing that the porn industry is blaming on their lack of making money? What is the latest thing that the porn industry is blaming on their lack of making money? Sex dolls! Sex cyborgs! Yeah, baby! Costing the porn industry money, they think. Or will in the future. Perhaps. Maybe. Something new to blame. We gotta blame something. Our industry just going down the toilet. It's going down the toilet, baby. And we gotta blame something. So we're gonna blame sex dolls. All those high-tech sex dolls. Not the inexpensive blow-up dolls, because they didn't really hurt our industry none. No, we made money selling those. But these high-tech, high-tech, oh my fucking God, high-tech shit is gonna cost us money. Would I ever use a sex doll? Oh, Chuck, you just blinded me with that thought. That's a fucking awful thought. Just awful. You're a hideous creature. And now I pictured you with a sex doll. Oh my God. Get that out of my brain. Out of my mind. I don't know. When I was younger, maybe. Now, probably not. When I was younger, back in the old days, I loved Playboy magazine. Chuck, that's just gross. That's disgusting. Because we know what you mean by that. Yeah, we know what you mean by that. No, I actually like the articles. I did. And that's the thing. Is sex isn't really about sex. Chuck, you crazy. You've lost your mind. Of course sex is about sex. No, it's not. If you look at women who use sex to open doors, I think her name is Wendy Ding, for example. She came out of China. I'm not sure whether... Some people say she's actually a communist spy. I kind of doubt that, but it's possible. But she definitely was groomed to know how to behave and how to intrigue and how to seduce. And seduction isn't really all about sexual attraction. It's up here. It's about the mind. And she knew how to entice men. She knows how to entice men. Was she trained by the Communist Party to be such a good flirt? To have such a... to create that intellectual intrigue that draws men in? Because part of sex really is about flirting. It's about interest. It's about conversation. It's about having entertainment beyond humpity. I'm finished, baby. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. It's about intellectual pursuit. It's an intellectual pursuit. Oh my God, he intellectually harassed me. We want to sue him for all the money he's got. He intellectually harassed me. But it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But that's part of what draws men in is not just the big boobs. It's not the pretty legs. It's not just the figure that helps, that kind of opens the door, that causes the man to walk across the room to engage. But like if the woman starts the conversation by saying, oh my God, you're so fucking old. I bet you got 100 wrinkles on your face. And my God, I can't imagine your pruny ass in bed. That's not going to open a door for her. She could be the most beautiful woman on earth. But if she starts a conversation that way, the odds are she's never going to be able to seduce that man and get into his bedroom, get into his home, get into his mind, get into his business, learn from him, and be able to make money from her relationship with him. And part of sexual relationships is a business. It really is. I'm not talking about prostitution. I'm not talking about whoring. A man, a woman, they meet. They like one another. They advance their relationship. Well, that relationship is not just about what happens in that bedroom. It's not just about what happens in the kitchen. It's a full package. It's a full partnership. And part of that partnership is business. And especially powerful men and powerful women. I mean, the women do their share of, their boy toys and what have you. They do. Whether it's a rich man or a rich woman, they generally want someone who will stand toe-to-toe with them. They want somebody who can approximate being their equal. Now, the stereotype that the media likes to present is where the rich person wants somebody that's subservient to them. The little housewife that just tends to her own business. Kind of goes back to like the Gone with the Wind. One of the stereotypes that was in it, where the men gathered in one chamber and the women gathered in another chamber, and it was unthinkable that a woman should want to talk, equal with a man. So that stereotype tends to prevail, and there may be some validity to it in some circles. But generally speaking, powerful men and powerful women, they want someone who can stand toe-to-toe with them. They want somebody who can stand in that group of men or that group of women, and impress that group of men and impress that group of women. They want somebody they can be proud of. They want someone they can be proud of. So, the looks, the powerful people, they obviously go for looks, but they want more than just looks. They want more than just looks. So back to the point where the point is, what? A full circle, Chuck. Back to where the porn industry, sex dolls are going to take over. Sex cyborgs are going to take over. Men will lose all interest, or women will lose all interest in pursuing healthy relationships with one another. Bullshit. No, that's not going to happen. Now, if people get so turned off by other people, if they can't find someone that intellectually interests them, if the people they're hanging around with are such dullards that then maybe a brainless sex doll that it could potentially take over, but it's doubtful. And then one reason that the porn industry has problems, it isn't because of the free video sites. It's not because of sex dolls. It's because their product's really not very good. Their product's not really good. As somebody commented on one of my erotic books, and it was valid. So a lot of the points that some people make, I don't dismiss what they're saying. But, they said that, and I did videos on this kind of poking fun at it. But the truth is if your book is just about sex, it is redundant. It's redundant. And if a porn movie is just about sex, it's redundant. You go to the free porn sites, you see the same thing over and over again. Maybe with different faces, different bodies. And if you're in the mood to masturbate, it may be enough. It may be enough. But if you want a product that has value, you've got to give that product value. It can't just be a humpity splash. It's got to be more. There's got to be a story there. There's got to be something that draws those people together. There needs to be a story. And of course, I know on the free sites, you don't really expect that because they're just doing them basically just trying to lull you in to try to sell something. They don't want to give you the full, the full movie. But often the full movie is just humpity, one thing, humpity, next thing, just on and on. And that's the reason softcore is actually if you're actually looking for something to entertain you while you're also kind of, softcore is actually better because it has some humor put in it and some intellectual lines put in it. And, it tries to entertain. So that's the reason a lot of times softcore is actually better. But, I think overall, it's not just the porn industry. It's really not just the porn industry. It's the full movie industry. They got problems. I was looking at old movies today, and you don't see the equivalent of Jane Russell on screen. You don't see the equivalent of a Marilyn Monroe on screen. You don't see the equivalent of these giants that used to just stand off on that screen and you just stared at him in awe. John Wayne, even Clint Eastwood, which he's still around, but you know what I mean. He was bigger than life. Burt Reynolds, in his own way, he was kind of he kind of fit more with a modern actor, kind of. But even he was kind of larger than life. Even television series had actors and actresses that were larger than life. You had the character actors and all that kind of, partially carried the movies and shows, actually. I'm not putting the character actors down because I like character actors. You obviously love character actors. But you're such a fucking character. Of course you do. But you think about it. You think about the movie industry. They don't really have those actresses and actors that stand larger than life. You see these dumb politicians or political wannabes spewing a bunch of crazy crap. If there's any intellect there, God, if I can see it. You say, well, John Wayne wasn't intellectual. He was an intellectual in his own way. He had standards. He had thoughts, and he kind of stood by those thoughts. He stood by those standards. Could he discuss rocket science in an old Western? No, because it wouldn't have fit. But what he brought into those Westerns and the way he acted in those Westerns, there was a degree of intellectual there. There was. And Clint Eastwood, he was a strong silent type in a lot of his early movies especially. But the look, sometimes a look can say a hell of a lot. Especially in some of these old shows where they knew how to just do the direction just right and put that camera angle just right and the lighting just right, and then the director would demand the actor or actress do a certain expression and make sure that expression was just right. Just a look could say a whole lot about a situation. They didn't have to spew 100 lines. Just that look was enough. You knew it. You knew what they were saying with that look. You felt it. You understood it. It's not just the porn industry that's really just, what the hell are you doing? The Hollywood, what the hell are you doing? If CGI can replace actors and actresses, if sex dolls can replace porn actors and actresses, you got a bigger problem than CGI or sex cyborgs. You got a bigger problem. Now back to the question, would I buy a sex doll? Well, I'm going to actually link to where you can buy one. I'm going to link to where you can buy one. It may blow up in my face by doing that, but I'm going to link to where you can buy one. And they're not cheap. It's about $900. But it's more than just a blow-up doll. But to be honest, would I buy one? I'm not sure. If I was younger, maybe. At my age, I don't really think I'd get money for that. I'd be a lot of might get some exercise though. So that's the thing when you just lay back and you're watching porn and you're doing what you're doing, you don't get exercise. It's not like when you're having, real sex with a real woman, and you get your heart racing and you just melt into her arms and you toss and turn and So you get more exercise. So with a sex doll, you might get more exercise. That's a selling point. You might work off some of that stomach that too many of us, myself included, has. I've got a big old stomach. Part of mine's because I have an illness that causes swelling in the stomach, but part of it's, it's fat. It's fat. Anyway, this is where I'm going to close. I much appreciate you watching and listening, and sorry if my saying anything caused you to lose sight temporarily. Thanks for watching and listening. I appreciate it.